Hello there, my name's Fola, and yeah, we tried to already host this earlier this morning, and for whatever reason, the tech wasn't wanting to work. So now I'm inside, and let's see what happens. We're going to talk about pain and what that might mean for you as a human here on this planet, individually, but also collectively. And so, as I was mentioning in the other live, it's like, what does pain actually look like? How does it show up in your life? And what are the causes of it? And I was giving a bit of a rundown of how we are these holistic or whole beings where we have multi layers to our existence. You know, you have your physical body, and many of you know you have your emotional and your mental aspects, those mental parts of your bodies, as we might call them in energy modalities. But it's like there's also the spiritual bodies and so many other aspects between these different layers of our existence. And what this actually connects to is this realization that when something is in our physical body, or maybe manifesting as whether it's pain or some form of illness or dis-ease, it's often because there's an energy shift occurring at a deeper level, whether it's mental, emotional, or spiritual. And so when we can come into this conversation with this sort of framework, it can make things, I think, a little bit easier to comprehend as to, oh, that might be why I'm going through what I'm going through. And really, this is kind of, I just read this phrase, reverse engineering. I like that idea. Us now taking a look at why it is we're going through what we're going through at a physical level, whether in our body or as a world kind of reality view, what's happening in your environment. And then reverse engineering it back so you can see what is the tie, whether it's through the mental, emotional, or spiritual aspects or other things that could be kind of having a role in your life. And so a bit of a backstory as to why I wanted to even come on and do this live today was I woke up this morning and I was going to run a program on the Healy, this little frequency device, specifically for like something memory related. But in the end, what happened is, and I've never had this happen before on the app, it was just really stood out to me, was it was telling me it was uploading the program, and then it went to run it and it completely changed the program to the pain program. And I was like, well, that's kind of bizarre. I'm like, okay, universe, maybe there's something here that wants to be healed around pain. So I let it do its thing. And as I went to drop my kid off at school and kind of just going through, returning back to like the workspace, I realized like some other sorts of insights were coming through, specifically around the pain that's going on collectively for many people within the whole Gaza, Israel, and the war, the violence and conflict that's going on and has been going on for aeons, I want to say. And it really stood out when I went to open up Spotify and listen to a song, and the song that was showing as like a new release, it was called Pain Free. And I was like, ooh, like what would it look like to live a life of pain-freeness? You know, just absolutely no pain. Is that possible? And I do believe that, you know, tapping into this sort of work, energy work, healing, shadow work, really diving into the deeper meaning of things through magical practices, altered states, that this can be something that shifts in our life. And so as the pain program currently is running on the Healy, for anyone who is tuning in here, just trusting you're going to receive the benefits of that through a simple method of quantum entanglement. I am running the program. By proxy, you are going to receive that support as well. And we're going to talk a bit more about what it would look like for you to live without pain, to live a life of peace, of ease, of joy and fulfillment, and to really allow that to ripple out. Because again, quantum entanglement, mirroring neurons, what happens for us all individually is going to also occur on a collective ancestral line. So you are doing this work for you. You're also going to do this work for others outside just by simply doing the work, by supporting your nervous system, by creating those energetic shifts that you're feeling called to create, okay? Even though you might not really know how all the time. And so with that, just want to invite you to take a few deep breaths with me wherever you are right now, whether your eyes are opened or closed. You can have a hand like on your belly if you'd like, just for that extra grounded support. And we're going to begin here with empty lungs, Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling it all out. Inhaling. And letting it go. And one more time, inhaling. And pause just for a moment and let it go. And then let your breath just return to a normal pace here. And with any practice, we're going to just start simply with awareness of your body, of your energy. What is showing up for you around pain, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual? It might not even be your own. It might be something that you're aware of within your family line, within the world. Just noticing what you notice. And see if it's in a certain location in your body or in your energy field around you. You might notice it as a particular color or a texture. Maybe there's a certain word that shows up. Again, there's no right or wrong. Just notice what you notice here. And we're not changing anything here at this point. We're just allowing it to exist and bringing our awareness to it so we can kind of greet it and be like, hello, I see you. And I want to just speak here too. Maybe there's been pain from the past, okay? Even if it doesn't exist now, but it's like showing up for you. Maybe you have had physical pains in the past or emotional pains, whatever it might be, and you're like almost wanting to draw it forward, just noticing that. And we're going to start to breathe into that part, okay? So wherever it is, whatever it is, just starting to let your breath sort of bathe it with energy. If it helps you to see a particular color, I invite you to imagine like a golden light or a blue light, starting to breathe out into that place of your body, into your energy field, or wherever the thoughts might be leading you around pain. Kind of just bathing it with this light. And knowing that you deserve to experience this experience, whatever we're doing here right now. There's no right or wrong, no matter what you've done in your life. You know, for some of you, I'm kind of feeling this like self-forgiveness or forgiveness wanting to show up. Can you have a bit of this compassion for yourself so that you can just be with what is right now? And it's okay. Whatever stories you've been telling yourself, just even breathing that light over those stories, just being like, okay, it's okay. I see you. There's nothing that needs to be done right now except just breathing into this. And through this breath, through this energy, we're going to start to transmute it. Transmuting means that in a way we are bubbling up the imperfections, we are cleansing and clearing that which no longer needs to be present so that you can move towards this perfection, but it's more an evolvement of who you are consciously as a human and all the other aspects of yourself. This is really magic. This is a part of alchemy, okay? And so as your breath continues to just move along your body, move along wherever it's going, wherever it's being called to. And I'm going to invite you to imagine that new moon. You could see the moon, maybe it's way up above you. It's the new moon in Gemini here. So we have that whole idea of the twins. Gemini being kind of, in my opinion, the light and the dark aspects. This is you, okay? This is all of who you be. So imagining this moon, imagining how it even has a light and a dark side to it, and just drawing upon that moon's energy. You can see it if you would like almost like bathing you with its light, noticing whether it's the light or the dark, because it is a new moon, so it's technically all in its shadow at this point. It's kind of hidden, but even the shadow can create a sort of like a basking over yourself. So just allowing it to bathe you, and you receiving whatever insights want to come through, whether now or in the next weeks. And as you continue to receive the bathing of this energy from Luna, the moon, Yesod, just seeing what shifts energetically for you in your awareness. You might notice different sensations, tingling, hot or cold. That's okay. It's all kind of part of the process here. This is just how energy works. Stuff is literally, I said transmutation. It's happening at a deep cellular level, your DNA. Things are like moving and shifting so that you then in your physical sense, your mental, emotional, spiritual sense can start to be the person you are meant to be, okay? The one that exists without all the extra noise that has been present because of so many reasons. And so we've done this internal sort of work, this self-work. Now we're going to imagine your breath going and bathing that golden light out over the world. Maybe there are conflicts that you are aware of that are really standing in your mind right now, whatever that is. Again, I don't talk a lot about politics on this channel, but I invite you here. We're going to do a bit of like peacekeeping, so to speak, by just simply breathing that gold light over the countries and places, the people, the areas that you are feeling called to just breathe that light. Not needing to be like, okay, I'm breathing this and it's changing everything. It's just more, I'm going to just share this breath, ruach, this breath, this healing light over anyone and everything that I am feeling currently intuitively wants to just be blessed with that. And whether they receive it or not, that's completely up to them. Not everyone wants to receive healing, right? Not everyone wants to receive energy and love. That's okay. So as your breath and that golden light continues to just travel across the globe, across the earth, Mother Nature, the trees, across each individual that's walking on this planet with 2 legs or more, all those critters, just breathing and blessing the earth, trusting that this individual healing you've done already with your pain is going to support the collective pain. Now we can see the earth almost encompassed in this golden light, this breath. Allow it to continue to become vibrant, growing larger, brighter. Maybe it's almost even impossible to see the earth now. It's just this ball of golden light. As you continue to breathe, knowing that you too, being on the planet of Earth, are also receiving this healing, this blessing of the light that you are breathing. So you have the infinity loop, this receiving and gifting energy loop that is occurring here because of this process we're taking part in. It is literally an exchange always occurring, just like you breathe in and you breathe out. You are blessed, and you are blessed to be a blessing to others. We call to all those ancestors, those guides of the luminous field, those beings that are here for each individual, collectively, ancestrally, galactically, all those that wish to be with us as we go through our day today. We just ask for your blessing, your guidance, your support. May you open the doorways of understanding of awareness for each individual watching this, to all those being blessed by that light. And to many that may have no idea what this is right now, it's okay. May their hearts be open, their minds be open to receive whatever it is they're meant to receive. And I'm like really just getting the sense of like ancestors like gathering. There's specifically like a grandmother energy just really being like, you know, you'd have that grandmother kind of just behind you, you know, like a hand on your shoulder, just really being like, you got this. Like that might be even just for one of you watching, whoever needs to hear that. There's this like energy of this grandmother that is being with you. She's got your back even outside of the physical realm. Okay, this is about the spiritual, energetic aspect, the world not so much seen. Okay, so just feeling whatever that is. As you let the image of the moon, of that golden ball of light, the earth in front of you go, and just noticing your breath in your body. And just noticing the texture, your awareness, where things feel in your body right now after doing this. Sometimes we feel better, sometimes we feel the same, sometimes we feel worse. That's okay, just noticing what you notice. There's no right or wrong, again. I personally feel this like rising up energy. Now it's primarily in the higher aspects of my head, that crown, third eye, especially around here. I'm noticing a lot. Just breathing. And on your next inhale, you can move your fingers and toes. Take some gentle movements in your body as you wake back up and open your eyes, returning. Okay. And so you can go back to this practice, whether you return to this video or just do it yourself. This kind of parts work where we look at the body, look at the parts of energy that are inside, the emotions, whether they're good or not so good, and just notice them and then send the breath there, allowing that pattern of recognition to start to shift things. And you can play with colors, you can play with the visualizations of energy, of sound, whatever it looks like for you, to start to bring more awareness. And ultimately that healing, the moving of the energy, the raising it up, so to speak, to a different vibration so that you can align. And I really do believe this can support us all with, again, healing this pain that we oftentimes feel individually and also collectively that we can see on the earth right now. And before, when I was filming this live at the park, I mentioned a bit about the Hermetic principle of polarity. And so these are universal principles that exist. They are ways that we could say, you know, just like gravity at this point at least is like known to exist and kind of run the world we live in, or the universe we live in. This universal concept of polarity means that on a spectrum we have a line of existence where we could even say if it was like the pain spectrum or ease spectrum, we would have pain on one side and we would have pain-free or ease on the other side, and we can fall anywhere between on the spectrum. The same thing goes for truth. Any beliefs that we might have about what's happening in the world right now, about who's right and who's wrong. The universal law of polarity really just states this idea that everything is a truth and a non-truth, okay? And so wherever it is that you find yourself along that spectrum in your life, whether it's the spectrum of good or evil, right or wrong, or so forth, recognizing that you are just at a particular place. And so your pain level is at a particular place and it can be moved. A lot of that is perception and awareness. And it's also kind of allowing yourself to shift it as if there are number scales that go on infinitely. This is how energy works. You can shift your frequency, like number, so that you can move along that scale. When you hear the term in the conscious community of like raising your vibration, that's what we're doing. We are raising the vibration simply by meditating, by focusing on our breathing, by visualizing that golden light we were seeing, by running the Healy, right? These things all kind of can collectively think, even what you're eating or putting inside your body, the music you're listening to, really tapping into how are you feeling after you do a certain thing or take part in a particular activity, and is it really uplifting you? Is it bringing you more ease, or is it bringing you pain? So many times I think people are operating daily in activities, relationships, whatever, that are causing them pain because it just doesn't match. And it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just means that's, you maybe operate more over on this end of the spectrum versus over here, and that's okay. Okay. So whatever and however you might perceive this, I thank you for being here. You can subscribe to the channel if you would like to, join the membership if you'd like to find out more about other teachings and things that I'm offering around magic and altered states. And I guess until the next time, folks, I'll see you again soon. Take care.